Hello, manifestors. So, what does it mean when you're not seeing your desire, when you seem to be stuck? This is what we are going to talk about today because I see this every single day. But you know what? It doesn't have to be this way. So, hopefully, this video is going to help you understand why you're stuck and how to unstuck yourself. So guys, are you still stuck? I know a lot of people are still stuck. Stuck meaning they are still not living the experience that they want to manifest. They are still not having in this physical world their desire. And why is that? Why are you still stuck? Well, there is one main reason why you are, and that's what we are going to talk about today. So I like to make my videos based on real cases that I am seeing on a daily basis. And one of the things that I see on repeat over and over with people that I coach, it's that when they are stuck in the unwanted, meaning they're not getting what they want, right? At some point they feel and they are stuck. They're not getting what they want. And it's because of one main reason. And this reason is that they keep on telling themselves the old story. But the biggest problem, it's not even that you're telling yourself the old story. It's that you're not doing anything to stop it, or you're not realizing what you're doing. And this is the biggest problem, because if you do this, if you are not to the level where you can catch yourself, how are you going to stop yourself? And if you don't stop the old story, the old record, well, you're not going to stop the things that you are manifesting and being able to manifest your desire instead. Because the problem is that most of the time, the old story, well, it's the opposite of the story that we should tell ourselves, right? So what is the main cause why someone would tell their old story still? The number one cause to me, it's that you still have some work to do with your self-concept. You have to level up that concept of self. Because to me, that old story, it's attached to your concept of self, to your old concept of self. I can give you my own example. My old self-concept, or my old concept of self, which is the same thing, had a completely different story than my new concept of self. So, to me, if I take my own example as a guinea pig, right? If I was telling myself the old story still, it would be an issue with my self-concept. It would mean that, hey, Sylviane, you still have to work on your self-concept because you're still telling that old story of yours that is attached to your self-concept. So if you are not only telling yourself the old story, but not even noticing, not even reacting when you are telling yourself the old story and acting as like you're just a victim of that story, you can't do anything about it, and some of you do that, then you still have a concept of self that is completely opposite of the concept of self that you should be at this point in order to manifest that desire of yours. You know, one of the admins of my Facebook group did a video, a very interesting video about self-concept, and she was saying that some people just don't seem to want to do the work. And that's the truth. Somehow, I don't know if they don't want to do the work or don't know how to do the work, but at the end of the day, you're not doing the work. And if you're not doing the work to change yourself from within, then, well, you are going to stay the same as you were. Because there is such a thing called the subconscious mind, which job is to keep you where you are at, unless you do the inner work to change that default programming that is not helping you right now. But if you do nothing and your default programming is not helping you, then your default programming is going to keep on not helping you. And you are going to keep on what? Well, you are going to keep on manifesting the same things. So therefore, you are going to keep on manifesting your current circumstances, basically. That's what it means, rather than your desires. That's why Neville is saying, that which is confronting you in your world now is the result of your past thoughts, beliefs, feelings, and imaginal activity. These appearances will continue in being as long as you give them life through your conscious awareness of them. You must disregard the evidence of your senses as it pertains to any undesirable condition in your life. So, at some point, you need to use your conscious mind, right? In this case, you need to use your conscious mind to redirect your subconscious mind. Because your subconscious mind, unfortunately, will not do it for you. This is not its job. While the subconscious mind is way more powerful than the conscious, when it comes to redirecting the thing, then the subconscious mind is not going to redirect anything. You have to use your consciousness. You have to use your logical mind in this case to say no. When you go places in your mind where you don't want to go, you should be aware and awake enough by now to know when you go astray. When you go astray, when you're telling yourself any type of story that is opposite of your desire, right then and there, you need to have the consciousness, the awareness to say, stop, I'm not going there. And if you don't, it means that you need to dig into the law. You need to dig into the teaching of the law. Reading Neville Goddard is a good idea to do that, by the way. If you don't like to read, like some people have told me, I don't like to read, I don't understand Neville. Well, there's no excuse for you guys. You can listen to it. There are very good channels where they read tons and tons and tons of books and lectures from Neville. Okay? Besides that, you can read blog articles from different coaches out there that are pretty good, that have a very good knowledge of the teaching of the law and of Neville Goddard, me included. The more you read those articles, the more you are going to understand what the law is all about and what you are all about. Because another reason why you guys telling yourself the old story is that you forgot who you truly are. It's not even that you don't know it by now, because if you've spoken to me at least once, I must have reminded you who you truly are, but you have forgotten. Because when we are new at this, it's easy to forget. So if Neville's language sounds difficult for you to understand, if that's the excuse, if that's the story you're telling yourself, so you're maintaining that story, okay? So if that's the story you're telling yourself, well, there are people like me and other people, other coaches that have blogs, articles that speak with a more modern language. So you could read those articles. And that's going to teach you, that's going to train your mind to think a certain way. To think more as a god of their reality rather than that poor victim that not only is telling themselves their old story, but they are not even reacting, catching themselves telling the old story, but more like reacting as a pure victim that doesn't know any better. If you are doing this, you have no excuse, because there is enough information out there to really educate yourself in the law of assumption. But once you've got enough education, well, you need to practice it. You need to practice, because you know what? As long as you're not practicing what you learn, then again, you are not going to grow. So you need to get in the knowledge. That's number one. And then you need to practice it. Having the knowledge plus practice makes perfect. And as you do, you need to persist. So if you don't change overnight, that's completely normal, by the way. It takes practice. It takes repetition. But if you keep on reminding yourself every day of who you truly are, that you don't have to be stuck in the old story, because all you have to do is step in the state where the new story exists. Once you get that in, your life is going to change. That manifestation right now that seems so hard to get, so far away over there, it's going to get closer and closer to you. And soon enough, you are going to understand that all you have to do is a little shift in consciousness. It's understanding that all you have to do is step in the state where the new story exists and leave the state of the old story for your manifestation to appear. But not only that, really your whole life to change. So guys, I hope this was helpful. If it was, you know what to do. Please like the video, comment, share, and subscribe if you are new here. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.